All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Two Gamer Dads, episode 22. Wow, 22.
Yeah.
This is the one with the recommendations that we're going to call it. And once again, I'm with my co-host Marv. Hi, Marv.
Dadcommendations.
Decommendations.
Yeah.
I will introduce that later. And we also have our recurring guest, Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Hello.
Was the last episode really just, was it episode 3? Did you come on again?
No. First
we have
episode was her. Like as in the first time
Huh?
she came on. Sorry, was episode 3.
Yeah, correct. Did we have her again?
Yes, in May, I think I was
We
looking
did.
through.
Was it episode
Let me
12?
see. It was
Okay, so
It's
so
the
maybe we have to have a
hygiene
rule.
episode.
Maybe
19
you
weeks
are
ago.
like 19. Maybe you are like every 10 episodes we have to have you back. you are the 10 episodes benchmark before
Oh,
we
was it
get you
episode
back.
12?
Oh, maybe ne? Maybe it is
episode 18.
Oh, actually, that's not too long ago. Actually,
Yeah.
oh, but we did have a huge break between
'Cause you
between 19 and
moving
20.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we took like a 2 months break. Anyway, it's good to have you, Jamie. How are you? Have you been
Good.
the past 4 months, 5 months?
Same. Yeah, it actually feels not very long ago that I did
Yeah.
that I came on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a
I
bit
think
surprised just now when I was looking through Instagram, right? 'Cause, you guys did the announcement, and then I was scrolling past. I was scrolling back. I was, I came on in May. So it's now like half a year
Yeah.
later, and I just cannot.
Yeah.
Almost 5 months already.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
5 months. Yeah. So that's good. Marv, how are you doing? It's been up for you this.
Still the same.
So the same. Did you do anything special?
Not really. I just decided that it's time to take my masters, and I'm dreading it.
You make it sound like it was voluntary.
What are the chances of you getting it though? Is it like you basically have it if you want
I
it?
think I should be like getting the grant, getting the award shouldn't be that hard lah. Because I've been in the field for like 11 years already. I've been with my current company for like 7 years, 6 years plus lah. So I'm pretty sure they will grant it to me if I apply for it. And my boss has said that she'll back me lah.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, it's just applying to the uni, and I don't think it should be a problem because I have like so many years of relevant experience and I have a relevant degree. So
do you have like already are you going to like NUS or do you have a particular university you have in mind?
I'm going to apply to Monash, most likely lah.
Okay.
As in, number one
So
choice.
they have a. Okay. Do they have is it all online or the Singapore campus?
No, they fly the lecturers down every term for like a few hours, not a few hours lah, but a certain amount of time to do the course. So the cert is exactly the same as you would get if you went to on campus. Yeah, because everything is taught exactly the same by the lecturers lah. But recently it's been completely online.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, right? But I'm applying for the next intake, so that means next year. So I think they will be coming down already.
The when does the programs, is it like same? Is it a fall intake?
So they have 2 intakes a year. One in April,
Okay.
which I definitely can't make it because I need to apply for the grant first. And then the other one is in
so
October.
you do the fall.
So I'll probably do the
the
one in
fall.
October. And I think they will
so it's
start
got a long
coming
way.
down already. Which is quite sad because I would rather do everything online.
Hey, no, I don't think so, man. Where's the venue that they usually go to? Do you use SIM or something?
Kaplan. They use Kaplan.
Okay lah. I think.
Yeah.
Well, okay lah. Depends on your preference lah. I think online is not as good as.
Though online you can zoom one monitor and then play game on Dragonfly.
Yes, I support online as well. I like online classes.
So this is the difference is that I guess you're mainly. Do you think you're mainly in it for the cert? Or you
okay,
like
honestly,
that you learn a lot of things?
I'm just doing it for the qualifications lah.
Okay.
Because I'm a supervisor at work, and they are kind of like not my company, but industry wide. Ministry is kind of they're not making a rule, but they're encouraging all the supervisors to get advanced certification. So I was like, might as well lah. If I can get it for free, why not, right? I don't want to pay.
It's such a Singapore thing. To get people to get
certs, right?
certification.
Just for the sake of I know.
Yeah, it's like it's not
what's
beneficial.
With me is that so my supervisees, they all have masters. I don't have. But
Do you just call them supervisees?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. What do you call it?
yeah. As in the people that I supervise, they're called supervisees, right?
Is that a thing? Is that a real word?
Yeah, supervisees.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it's just called
You need,
subordinate.
somebody needs to Google this.
Oh, it is.
It's a real
It
word.
is.
my
So
God.
I'm their supervisor, right? So
One
they're
who
my
is
supervisees.
supervised.
Yeah.
English is weird.
Yeah. You all never heard of this word before?
No,
It's very common. Oh, wait, hold on.
I just
I
call
have
it
a
my
special
minions.
guest. I have a special guest.
Hello.
Is this
Oh
your
my. Oh,
supervisee?
yeah, this is this is the supervisor.
Hello.
She's not the supervisee, man. What are you talking about? Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Meredith.
Hello.
Sorry, Becca is already sleeping.
You want to say something?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Say hello.
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 Say hi,
Hello,
Auntie.
Meme.
Jamie.
Hello, Meredith. Hey, Jamie.
Say hi, Auntie.
Hi.
Tell Tete, how's it? You say Tete?
Auntie. I'm definitely auntie.
She's Hazukashi. She's shy already.
She's so shy. She's suddenly so shy.
Yeah. Now she can actually hear.
Bye bye.
Oh,
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good
you
night.
know she has
Good night.
very similar hair. Good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
man. Good night.
I love you.
Oh,
Oh.
I still can't get.
He loves you too.
I think well, like you see pretty girl, then you say I love you. Hello.
I
You
don't
see
think
me.
that was
You see
meant
me
for
on the
me.
podcast, then never. Okay, like she does. I think. You know.
This.
What's she gonna say?
No, she saw biscuits on my table. So
So she wants to eat biscuit. There's no one.
give it a
Okay, that is true. Lah. So cute.
Your talk I put outside.
Yeah. This needs to be I think this is a segment, although it's an unsupervised segment, that Meredith will always show up almost every podcast, and she will. Up to now, I still cannot get Rebecca to say I love you.
Why?
She can. I don't know. She can say Anpan man, but she cannot say freaking I love you. It is the word that I use with her the most often, and then she just looks me Anpan man, Anpan man. I'm so sad. So okay, but that means that when she does finally say the word, it will be that much sweeter.
Super special.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I look forward to Marv. I was just telling Jamie that to this point, Becca has not learned how to say I love you.
Oh really?
Maybe I
she'll
should just
learn,
change it
she'll
to
learn Aishiteru.
Japanese and just say Aishiteru. Yeah. Maybe Aishiteru would be easier for her to say. No, but there's something different about I love you because it's your main language, right? It's just
Yeah, I know.
special. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so back to the point, yeah. Supervisees, yes, is a real word. Both of them, I have two. They both have masters in counseling. Yeah, so I'm a counselor, right? So what happened is that they did like most of them did right after their degree.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they went in with almost no field experience, just going straight from studies.
So I have like more than 2 years more than 2 times real world experience than them.
Which is why you're their supervisor.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So let me ask you, in your field, right, when you see other people, does experience count more? Like, or do people ask you like, oh, like, do they see your degree and then they see you more up in that way, more superior? I guess
I personally feel like so for me, I feel that experience matters more than the qualifications, but there are certain things that you need the qualifications before you can even like get into
there's a minimum standard lah, basically.
Yeah.
But after that minimum standard, then experience is the most important thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So you would rather have someone with like a bachelor's but like 20 years of experience than someone who's a PhD in whatever.
No, I mean PhD is a different thing lah, but like a master's, because there is no real requirement for your master's in my field at least. So like counseling, psych, social work, all this, you just need to have like a 70% GPA after your degree, then you can straight away go to master's already.
Okay. Yeah. There's no okay.
Yeah lah.
Okay.
So, yeah lah. I mean, I'll do it. Probably start in October. So I have 1 year of Dragonflight. 1 year. Please.
It's not gonna last that long, bro. Don't worry.
We'll see.
It's not gonna last that long. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh wait, does Dragonflight come out October? No, is it come out this month?
Next month, I think. Is
End
it?
of next month. End of next month.
Oh, it's
Yep.
so far. Okay, so this is not part of our. Okay, so for those who don't know, Dragonflight is the newest WoW expansion. It is what, the 10th WoW expansion? 11th? How
No
many is there
Not
already?
that many. Let me check.
8th? See, we don't even know. Maybe I might
I
be
have no
right then.
idea. Yeah.
Well, I have no idea
8th,
also.
maybe. 9th. You're gonna count BC, Wrath, Keta,
Cataclysm. Then
Mist,
Panda. Yeah. Then
yeah,
Warlords of
the
Draenor.
Warlords,
Then
then
Legion.
Legion,
Then BFA.
yeah, BFA,
Then Shadowlands.
Oh,
and
Oh, ninth. You're right.
wow.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
I told you it was a lot, man.
Oh my goodness,
This
there's
guy's
so
still, yeah. But anyway, so you guys are gonna start in November. Exactly. Man,
launches
and
are
Jimmy's gonna
27th.
play also.
Yes. So
Jimmy's coming
we
back.
managed to form like a group of like-minded individuals.
I don't think you guys are gonna last. I'm sorry.
We'll try lah. We'll try at least. Hopefully, we'll try to get into the first tier and see how
Yeah.
it goes. So we're aiming
Okay.
for a true part-time job, kind of.
So Jamie, this is your only commitment, right? Are you gonna proc?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna proc. No.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not. Gonna
Is
Yeah.
Park gonna proc?
No.
Is he still on? What's he playing? Lost Ark?
No,
No, he's not. He's
not.
playing shooting zombie, whatever the game is called.
Shooting zombies. Like
Back
Left 4
for Blood.
Dead.
Back for Blood.
Back
No.
4 Blood.
Back for Blood. Yeah,
Wow.
Back
Do
4 Blood.
people still play that?
apparently.
Wow. Okay. All
Looks
right.
quite fun, to be honest. It really looks quite fun. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically Left 4 Dead, right? Just with a progression system, I think, maybe like RPG stuff. But okay. Anyway, so that's Dragonflight. Okay, our next topic, as usual, is what have we been watching. So we've been primarily watching. There's quite a lot of stuff on TV right now, but I would say the three, and then Jamie can chime in because I don't think Jamie has watched any of the three big ones that
She's
we're
watching
talking about.
House of the Dragon now.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
watching Dragons.
So let's talk about that first, since I have not watched it. So now it's on episode 8 or 7. That's 8, right?
8. There's 2 more to go.
Eight.
Yeah.
Because I know it's one ahead of Rings of Power. Rings of Power is at 7. So how has it been? So okay, maybe Jamie first, because like you kind of like watched it after I think Marv told you to try, right? Or
No,
something
I
like
think
that.
she
Or have you
watched
been
it.
following it the whole way?
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
she
So
watched
how
it.
how what's your overall impressions of the 8 episodes so far?
I like it. Okay. It's very, very different from Game of Thrones in terms of the pace, I would say, because there's a lot of time jumps. So the style is very different, but then this is sort of what I live for and why I like to watch series in general, more than movies, right? Because of the whole like character progression, and it may be quite drawn out for some people, but this is what I like. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I was a bit doubtful about, because they had a massive time jump in between, and
Yep.
and I think even people who didn't watch probably knew about the change in actors and actresses. I was a bit
Oh, okay.
doubtful of that, right? But then it works.
Okay, so this time skip, right? Is it they completely changed all the main characters?
No, just
Not all.
a few of them. Yeah.
So then the rest just do some put more makeup and
Yeah.
clean
Yeah,
aging,
yeah.
more
Yeah.
aging stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long is the time skip?
The first one was like 10 years.
Oh, you mean there are many time
Oh.
skips?
Yeah.
There's many time skips. Yeah.
I think the first one was about 10 years. 10.
It's like
15
One
years,
Piece.
I can't remember. Then after that, it was like 2 years. Then the recent one is 6 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, 3 time skips in 8 episodes.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it shows credit that it doesn't confuse you, right? Like you're very aware of what's the time skips,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it adds to the strength of the show that they can have so many time skips, but you still care about the characters.
Yeah.
You still enjoy the character development, and they do it really well. So
it's good.
go ahead.
So you feel like, because I haven't watched it. I might watch it once it's all finished. But you feel like what do you feel is the best? Is it the characters that really make? Because I okay, to be honest, I only watched season 1 of Game of Thrones, original Game of Thrones, and the only reason why I would watch Game of Thrones is because I care about the characters. Like, I care when they die, right? Because if you don't like the characters, when they die, you're just like, yeah, so what? You're dead. Right. So, but do you feel like the strength of this is that the cast of characters is more endearing to you?
I think the script. I think largely the script
the
writing.
plot is better. The plot is
It's not just the plot; it's how they deliver on
writing.
what they're trying to do. Yeah, the writing, the actual writing is good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very like a lot of read in between the lines kind of thing, and it's like you must pay attention, like don't be surfing your phone while watching an episode. Like literally every
Yes,
moment counts.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Okay.
yeah,
So
So the
there
yeah.
was
writing is
there was
Yeah.
one scene, opening scene in like the previous episode, not the most recent one, where the first like few minutes, right, there was almost no talking at all, but it was
cool.
so laden with
Like
like undertones and
tension
like unspoken
Imagery.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like one character look at the other character and you're like, oh my god, I know exactly what they're saying and what's going on in their mind. It was that good.
okay.
It was really
Show not tell lah. That kind of
correct. So for
show
me,
not tell.
I actually think I'm watching quite a few shows now. I think same as you lah. Like I'm watching Rings of Power, the She-Hulk. I'm watching the latest Walking Dead, some Korean dramas. I know I watch a lot of shows, but I will go as far as to say it's the best television that's currently being shown now. Like if I only had to, I could only watch one. I would
would
not
choose
watch any of them. I
also
would
the-
choose this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that good.
Cool.
Like I 100% recommend it to you. This is not the
Okay.
that recommendation,
Recommendations.
but
Yeah.
I
You wouldn't
think
waste it
should
on
watch
that.
So it's a
Okay.
political drama, yes, but it's not a typical political drama, and you don't really have to be very well invested into
Okay.
the OG Game of Thrones because this is like a few hundred years ago.
Totally prequel. So okay, big question before we move on, because I want to watch this with Miriam. But how much of this has gore and sex?
Much less than GOT.
Okay, because I that, to be honest, that kind of turned me off. I don't really like shows with. I mean, people like it for a reason, whatever. But to me, I'm not a fan of it. It feels irrelevant. But so if it does has less of it, much less of it, then I might watch it with.
And the sex
Miriam.
in this show has relevance as opposed to Game of Thrones, where they just keep like shoving sex scenes and
Game of Thrones was to do it, just for fun, the selling
it's
the
just
sex one.
excessive,
But
right?
They
this
do
one
have like a purpose
is
behind
purposeful.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I might give it a try then, because I do want to watch it with. If I do watch it, I'll watch it with Marianne. Okay. So okay, next one is Rings of Power. So Jimmy, you have not watched this, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, so now it's on episode 7, and so before I'll go first because I have been watching, and I've been watching it with Marianne. So to be honest, this show is really confusing to me because firstly, it is a beautifully shot show. It is exquisite.
Yes.
I don't know how to compare it to House of the Dragon, but I would say it probably looks way better just because they just put in so much money into it, right? But at the same time, the show is very confusing because the story is getting less and less coherent to me. Like there are parts there are some parts of of some shows where it kind of takes you out of the story for a bit. Like it kind of defies reality for a bit, but it doesn't defy reality it defies the rules of the show that it itself created. So the show will tell these are the rules, but then all of a sudden it breaks its own rules, and that's when it really takes you out of it. So that's what I feel in this show, and the character motivations in this show are very contradictory. So to give you an example, in this show there are hobbits. Okay, they are called Harfoots.
Yep.
And in this show they are the most
boring,
annoying characters. Yeah, they're annoying and boring, right? Because they're all about they're pilgrims. They just journey from place to place, and their whole gimmick, right, is about leave no man behind.
Yes.
We care for everybody. We want to survive. But then at the first drop of trouble, right, the first thing they talk about is abandoning their own kind.
Yeah.
Like they just say, okay, you just survive on the trail. And then in the latest episode, they are all suddenly, we want to save the one person who we wanted to abandon in the first place. So it just feels very like the character, and this doesn't even cover the lore contradictions that it has kind of came up with. So I am not a lore master of Lord of the Rings. I've tried reading Lord of the Rings. I'm a fantasy buff, but I do not like reading Lord of the Rings. I'm not really involved in the lore of the show, but from what I do know, it messes up with a lot of lore.
Could it be intentional?
Intentionally
It's-
that they mess it up?
It's
Yeah.
not really intentional in the sense that they are malicious or what. It's more of some backstory is that it's more of a rights thing. So Amazon bought the rights to a few things like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Silmarillion, right?
No, they did not buy Silmarillion.
Oh, okay.
And basically the appendices of Lord of the Rings.
They paid so much money for their
Yeah.
appendices.
So basically the whole so the Lord of the Rings like timeline, there is something called the First Age, which is what the Silmarillion is written in.
Yep.
Then there's the
which
Second
is
Age,
what
which is
Rings of
what Rings of
Powers,
Power is in, and then Third Age is what we watch in the
which is
movies,
the
Hobbit and
yeah.
Lord of the Rings. So the Second Age is one of the least developed law-wise in terms
stories.
of like
Yeah.
written. So when they approached the Tolkien estate, they were only able to secure rights to Third Age and a bit of Second Age. And because there's so many gaps, right? So basically they just plug it in on their own, and they cannot reference anything to the First Age. So Park watches,
So
I don't know whether he has told you. So the main character is this lady called Galadriel. Do you watch Lord of the Rings, Jamie? I'm sure you did, right?
I did.
So she was
she's
Galadriel is
she
Kate
was
Blanchett,
Blanchett.
right?
Kate Blanchett. Yeah,
Kate
she's
Blanchett.
Kate
So
Blanchett.
she was the
That's
queen
right.
of Lothlorien, right?
Yeah.
In this show, she's a commander.
young.
She's not
Yeah.
she's not a queen yet.
She's a warrior.
She's like a commander of the armies of one of the elven kingdoms lah. But the thing is that she has been around in Lord of the Rings lore since the
thousands
first
of
age.
years. Yeah,
She's super
thousands
old.
of years.
And in the first
She
age,
acts like an
she's
18-year-old.
actually like super wise. She studies with like one of the Maya, which is like one of the angels or
Gods,
one of the
yeah,
gods lah.
yeah.
So she's actually very wise, which is how she became like the commander of the entire army. But in the show, right, when you have a chance to watch after House
she's a
of the
kid.
Dragon, she behaves like some 18-year-old, not even 18-year-old, like
Yeah.
12, 13-year-old kid who's like super petulant and like, I want my way and my way has to be the only way.
Yeah.
Then you're like,
Mm.
this is not how she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The whole point is that this show, it's actually it's a kind of like a woman-driven show. The main characters, a lot of them are very strong women.
Yep.
But I feel like it does such a disservice to how women are portrayed in media by the way that she's written. She's not written as the wise, person who makes logical decisions.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious that the writers are trying to give her like a character arc. Like they're trying to like help her to like, she's vengeful. She only has revenge in her heart at the start. But it's obvious they're going to try to build up to like become the queen that she will be, which is like overcoming that anger, right? But it feels very forced. Like it's not, you're not convinced by it. Even if you come in from a third person that you don't care about the law, right? You just, it doesn't feel real to you. I would say the only good thing about the show is, and I think Marv agrees with this, is the friendship between Durin and Elrond.
Durian.
So do you remember Durin? So Elrond, right? He's what's his name? Agent Smith. What's
Hugo
his name?
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
He is also in the he's also in this show.
Younger version.
And he's a much younger version, although it's probably still thousands of years old. And he is like best friends with the Prince of the Dwarves. Yeah, and I would say their friendship and relationship is very endearing because it feels real. Yeah, but then apart from that, I think without Durin and Elrond, this show would be like a 4 out of 10 for me. But it started off very good, and it kind of like meandered in the middle.
One thing that I've heard being said by people who review the show is that it's very hard to do Lord of the Rings well if you are doing a series, because like what Jimmy said, series have more chances to develop a character, right?
Yeah.
Like they make them go through character arcs up and down. But Lord of the Rings, or rather whatever is within Lord of the Rings universe, most of the characters are very one-dimensional in the sense that they're either good or they're bad.
Yeah.
So if you compare Lord of the Rings, something like House of the Dragon, where all the characters, right?
That's true.
Okay, most of them are shitty in their own
way.
They agree, but they have their own agenda, which you might also support.
Yeah.
But then they do shitty things,
Yeah.
They're very complex. They're really very complex, but in a way that you can understand.
So that's how that's where House of the Dragon really shines, because they have like that whole multiple episode arc to develop a character. Whereas in Lord of the Rings, right, there's only so much you can write, because Galadriel is supposed to be like this super pure and good elf. You can't write like, she has grey or evil undertones, but she's fighting. It's not. It's like she wants to kill Sauron because Sauron killed her brother and
her husband her husband. Oh my god, husband. Do you see that? Because so apparently we just found in this episode that in this latest episode that her husband died, but then there's a meme right about her like not bothering to go back to find her husband.
So her
Instead, try
husband
to just
went missing in one of the wars. But
yeah.
then she totally doesn't care about him. But then the moment her brother gets killed, she's like, I'm gonna hunt this guy down.
Yeah. For Caliborn. Yeah. So anyway, I mean I'll still watch it because sunk cost, right? I already watched so many episodes already. And it's $500 million show I need to watch finish. Anyway, so that's that. Lord of the Rings. Not great, but let's hope it improves. And Andor. Okay, so Andor, this is my bright light. Marv, have you watched this episode
No,
of
I haven't.
Andor?
Is it today? It's today, right?
It is out. It is out.
I haven't watched it.
Andor is so freaking good.
Yep.
Okay, so Andor it's on episode 7 today. And so it's a Star Wars. It's a
6,
prequel
right?
to
I
the
think
Rebellion.
6.
No, it's on 7 today, I think. Or 7? I think it's 7 today. So it's so good because firstly, I must say, as I was watching it today, right, the music in this show is freaking amazing. There's this one scene later
6. It's
where
6 today.
oh, is it 6? There's this one scene. Do you guys know the Imperial alarm sound?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, there's a part in the show where like they see that they're mobilizing TIE fighters to go out and fight, right? And there's the Imperial alarm sound, and it's like a metronome for the music itself. So there's like this Imperial march behind, and you hear this ew, and that alarm becomes like the beat, the drum beat for the music. And I was like, oh, this is freaking amazing. And not even just as a Star Wars fan, but just as a music fan, is really good. But apart from that, this show does something which I think House of the Dragon does, which you mentioned in the 10 minutes, is that it doesn't tell anything. The whole show is just tension. You don't know what's going to happen, but you're just like holding on to your seat the whole time. And the best compliment I can give it to you is that at the end of the show, at the end of this episode, which is long by the way, it's almost 55 minutes. Marion was like, "When's the next one coming out?" So it is very good. I think it is the best
If Marion is
show
looking
I've
forward to a
watched
Star
on
Wars show,
Disney. Yeah.
it's a pretty high praise.
Yeah. It is very good. I think like we said before, this is the least Star Wars of all Star Wars shows. It especially now in like the past 4 episodes when they're like on this this different planet, right? You don't even know it's Star Wars. It just feels like a I don't know what it's a heist movie, I guess. Yeah. So Jimmy, I know you're not a Star Wars fan, but if you do have some free time, you can check it out. I think it's worth it.
I'm slightly doubtful ever since you guys recommended Mandalorian to me.
Oh,
I have trust issues now.
But okay, Mandalorian is quite different though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandalorian is a bit more sci-fi. Andor
But you don't like Mandalorian.
Andor is not really sci-fi though. I mean, it's set in a sci-fi setting.
No, it's a western. It's a western.
It's more of a heist. Yeah, I agree. It's more of a heist.
Yeah, it's a more of a western. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Marv, go and watch Andor. Okay, let's move on to something different. So okay, in episode 20, we did a Singaporean food top 5, and Jamie was what's the word for it? Vocal.
Horrified.
Was horrified. She did not approve of well, we all didn't approve of Lam's Chichong Fan, so that's a non-issue. She still says that you said that Marv's chili crab, not chili crab, that he just likes chili crab sauce with mantou. It's not really a valid choice.
It's damn weird. It's just
it's weird. And so today we're gonna ask you. So we asked her before to create her top 5, and we're going to dissect. No, we're not going to dissect. We're just gonna respect your decision, and we're gonna leave it out there for people to decide.
Do you have yours? The two of y'all when y'all did it?
Yeah, Marv, can you help us find? I think Marv still has it.
I don't think I have it.
Let me find. I have mine at least. Marv, do you have yours? Okay, so I will say my 5, and then you can say your. I mean, we don't need to explain like Marv. We already said ours already, so we just say ours, and then Jamie can say ours.
I think I deleted.
You can't remember your 5. I remember your number 2 is chicken rice. But if you can go back and find, you go ahead and find. Okay, so I will say my 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so my 5, my 5th one is char kway teow.
I think that's fair.
Okay, so what's your 5? What's your number 5? So we start with this. So we go with your number 5 now.
Fishball noodles.
Okay.
Fishball noodles. So like at the mee pok store lah.
Yeah, at the mee pok store.
Okay.
Yeah, but not like bak chor mee, but like the fishballs one, because I like fishballs. But they're like about the same.
Yeah. I would say fishball noodle and mee pok kind of fall in the same category. The only difference is the
Yeah.
toppings are different.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
But the
but the
sauce
way
is
they cook
almost
it,
about the
yeah.
same. Everything is the same. Yeah, it's just different topping.
Is there a reason why you put it as your top 5?
Cause I like it a lot, but not enough to make it the number one.
So what's your go-to like order at your fishball noodle store?
Dried
Uh-huh.
fishball. Then I'll either go for mee kia or what's that thing called?
Mee pok.
No, not mee pok. Mee kia, because I
Kway teow.
think mee pok is a bit too thick. Yeah.
Okay.
Or bee tai bak. Is
Mee
it bee
tai
tai
mak.
bak?
Mee tai
Okay.
mak.
Yeah, bee tai mak.
Yeah.
Mee tai mak.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mee tai
it's
mak
like
is like a white rice noodle that is cut into like
like
a
red scale.
long yeah.
Yeah. So it depends what I feel that day. Do I want rice noodles or egg noodles? Yeah.
And you order chili as well, or you order chili ketchup?
Chili, definitely chili.
Because there are some people who order chili ketchup, like my wife. I'm like, no, this is not good.
It's
I
not
just
good
want chili.
Chili with extra
Okay.
pork lard.
Yeah. Oh, extra pot. Okay, that's good. So so that's your number 5.
Yes.
My number 4 was sambal stingray.
Wait, I have mine as well. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
See, my list is
Yeah.
no. Okay, I want to say
I
right.
remember your list was legit.
My fourth
okay,
is
so
char kway teow.
yeah, okay. So I remember, okay, now when we asked Jamie to write it, right, she realized that it was very difficult to narrow it down to 5.
Yeah, it's literally like it's such a hard.
It's
It
picking
gave me a
your
headache, man. I was
favorite
thinking about
pet
it the
or
whole day.
your favorite kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
impossible.
No,
Yeah.
the thing is that it's very easy to come up with a list of 20. And I would say
Yes.
I don't know for you, like, but for me, number 1 and 2 were pretty fast. I don't know how hard was it for you. But to me, 1 and 2 felt obvious to me. And it was just 3, 4, 5 that
Yeah.
was difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
Muff's 4 was Chucky. What's your 5, Muff?
My 5 was soya bean milk. Tau Wei Cui.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, what's Jamie's 4th?
Okay. Jimmy? No, she hasn't said it yet. She hasn't said it yet.
Oh,
She only said fish noodles. Okay, Jimmy, what's your 4th?
My 4th is curry chicken.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
like the Old Chunky kind? I mean, obviously not. I would use Old Chunky as a, but just to give a frame
Is
of
it the
reference.
Chinese kind
the
or the
Nonya curry chicken.
Nonya? Okay. So
Yeah,
potato, coconut milk, and okay.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mouth's
Ooh.
watering.
Yeah, but that one is more like a comfort food kind.
Is
of
that what
thing,
you
know
had
what I
for
mean?
dinner tonight?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Okay, because I say that because curry chicken is like one of the most easy things to make overseas.
Yes.
Because you just buy the packet, whether it's
Yes.
from like the Prima Deli or whatever, and then you just need to add what chicken potato. That's the base. Everything else is
coconut.
do you have to add coconut milk or
Yeah,
doesn't
you
it come
do.
with it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a reason why chicken curry is on your list? Like, is it like a household? Like, did you ever eat it at home, or was it?
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually till today, right? Because we're at this age now where basically anyone our age pretty much has children. I'm very surprised that there are kids, right, that are like 7, 8 years old, right, that don't eat chili. Because I have very fond memories, right, of eating Nonya curry chicken. Maybe a slightly more watered version, lah, right? But it's still spicy, correct?
Yeah.
As a 7, 8-year-old. Yeah. So this is something that I've eaten like from young. Yeah.
I mean, that's true because curry chicken is not something you find at hawker centers, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, you have to eat it at home. Either you go to a Peranakan restaurant, which is not common.
Mm-hmm.
You go to an Indian restaurant, which is the different kind of curry chicken.
Yes.
When you make it at home. So
Yeah.
if you don't fulfill any of the 3 criteria, then you don't get to eat.
But then again, my mom is Peranakan, it seems. So
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
that was like
So is
kind
my
of
mom. Okay.
yeah.
Maybe that's
a
why.
factor. Yes, but I'm very surprised now that like kids nowadays cannot eat chili. But it's like literally
I don't know about
something I grew
Marv,
up with.
but were you trained Meredith to eat chili?
Yeah, I mean, I let her try already. Obviously, she will say la 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 la, then she'll like that lah. But
That's so cute.
Oh, that's okay.
she started to eat curry, but the McDonald's curry.
Okay lah, that's not too. I mean, you do slow, right? You do the garlic
So
chili
I
and
let her
McDonald's
try.
pepper.
That day I let her try McDonald's curry, right, with her nuggets, and then so that was a while ago, and then my parents brought her to McDonald's like this week.
Yeah.
Just the 3 of them. Then they got nuggets for her, and then Meredith kept
She
telling
wanted.
like my mother, she's like, Nai. Then she kept pointing. Like she want
You want the
this,
sauce,
want this.
right?
Then my mom keeps saying, La la, cannot. Then she keep telling my mom, can. Like, ting can. So my mom was like, huh, really? Then she let her try. Then my mom was like damn shocked. Because she was just like dip, and she eat. You should eat. You should eat.
But okay lah. I mean, yeah. To be fair,
Nice.
it's not very
Yeah,
spicy.
I mean
it's like
McDonald's curry
barely,
is
barely.
not
Yeah.
spicy. It's sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's sweet. Yeah. Okay.
Okay lah, but
That's
starting
cool.
somewhere lah.
All right. So curry chicken, good choice. I would say it's not. It never entered my top 20.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
but you
some
even.
see, I had
reason.
to eliminate a lot of other things as well, which really broke my heart. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Marv, what's your 3?
My third was laksa.
Ooh, okay. My
do you
third was
specify what kind of laksa?
yes, not
yes.
the normal Singapore
The normal
coconut
Singapore,
milk laksa.
yeah.
So not the katong laksa.
No,
No, the katong.
I mean,
no,
the-
as in not the
katong
not the
laksa is
ayam
just-
laksa.
not the ayam laksa.
Yeah,
Not the Malaysia.
Penang,
Yeah,
not the
Penang.
sour.
Correct. Yeah.
The coconut milk. Yes. Mine was bak chor mee. And Jamie, what's your number 3?
Economy bihun.
What?
For those of you who don't know this, right? This is 炒米粉, 炒米粉, but it's different from what you think. So 炒米粉, but on top of that, they have like a whole. You're talking about the one with a whole buffet of fried
Yeah, they
ingredients
just
that you can choose
choose.
from, right?
Yeah.
经济米粉
Okay.
lah. It's called 经济米粉.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's like my
okay.
go-to breakfast whenever I go
Okay,
back
so
to Singapore.
what's
What
your standard
what's
order?
your choice?
What's your
What's your
standard
order?
Ota.
Oh, ota. That's interesting. Okay, ota.
Yeah, I always have ota, and then I like fish cake because I like fish balls, so I
Okay.
like fish cake, right? And then the economy bihun store at near my place.
Yep.
They cook like long beans, like sambal long beans.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
good.
super nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
literally just these 3 things, and then like
I-
a lot of extra
yeah.
sambal chili.
That is totally not what I would order at all.
You see,
Besides
the long
let me
beans.
guess, luncheon meat, fried chicken wings, and then a fried herbal tan.
yes.
That, oh no, I don't order that at all.
Okay.
So I do agree with the chicken wing is definite. You don't eat the chicken wing?
No, not really. Not very interested.
Are you like lamb? You do not eat anything with bones?
I do. I do. I would
Okay.
rather eat like 2 or 3 otas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have the fried egg, but I will eat hash browns with it,
Oh yeah.
and I will also eat lapchong. So they also sometimes have the fried
Oh.
lapchong.
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Wait,
what do you eat?
lechon, like the Chinese sausage or
Like
like
the
the
Taiwanese
sausage?
Taiwanese
sausage.
sausage.
Taiwanese sausage.
Okay. Taiwanese
Yeah.
sausage. Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of 经济米粉.
You gotta,
I go to the shop, but I don't order the 米粉.
Oh,
I
you
will
ordered
either
the
order
nasi
the
lemak.
white rice.
I will order the nasi lemak, or I will order the 粗米粉, the thick thicker one where they fry with black sauce.
Yeah, the
Yes.
super dark one.
Yeah. So I'll get that. Then most of the time I will order like what Jamie said lah. Chicken wing, luncheon meat, egg, and then maybe either curry vegetables or the long beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It's a
standard.
very guy order.
No, so I would say that they only serve 2 vegetables at these
Yes.
stores. It's either chap thai
Yes.
or chap thai curry veg or long beans.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
serve any green veggies. It's all some shade of brown.
Yes.
Some of
And
them,
it's mushy, right? It's
some of
like
them will
overcooked.
serve cabbage, right? Cabbage
Yeah,
with
but that's chap thai lah. Chap thai lah.
Yeah.
with the
Like-
the clear noodles.
Yeah, chap thai. But it's sad because it's just sitting in one corner. I guess
Then
it,
nobody
but you see-
orders one. You
see the
order
thing,
that
right?
when the long beans have sold out.
Yeah, the thing is that why would you order that? Because okay, I would say that is incredibly unhealthy. Everything is fried, right? So you wouldn't if that's like to maybe you eat it to feel healthy, like you feel guilty for eating the rest of the stuff, so you eat the chap chai. Yeah. Okay. So what's it called? 经济米粉.
经济米粉
Yeah, just economy bihun.
Economy bihun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's number 3. My number 2 was pepper crab.
Mine was chicken rice.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Jamie,
number
what's your
2
number 2?
is pepper crab.
All right.
Yes, but I'm very specific. So I like black
Oh.
pepper crab, right? But the wet one.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes, definitely not
Yeah,
the dry one because the dry one not enough flavor.
So is there a reason why I presume number 1 is not crab either? Is there a reason why it's not right? Number 1 is not crab, right?
No, it's not crab. No. There's no repeat.
So is there a reason why you choose pepper over? Because I know why I chose pepper over chili.
I don't like chili crab. I legit don't like chili crab. Like it's tomato sauce with extra sugar. It's fake chili.
So the fact that Mom just likes mantou with chili crab
Yes.
sauce is like, why do you just like to eat ketchup with bread?
Yes. It's like a little bit spicy. It's like because I like chili a lot. To me, it's like too sweet for it to,
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's just the flavor is very, very off. I just don't like it. Yeah, personally.
Mm. Okay. And so pepper crab is your favorite style of crab.
Yes.
Okay, we
The same.
Favorite.
gotta go for crabs when you're back.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. So good. Well, you said chicken rice for mouth, pepper crab for both of us. Yes. Okay, we agree on the
Yes.
first one. And don't tell me your number one is prawn noodles, because my number one is I know it's definitely not, because you doubted my prawn noodles. So my number one was prawn noodles, not Hamey, but prawn noodles. Mars, your number one was chili crab, right?
With mantou, yeah.
Chili crab sauce with mantou.
Your
And
prawn
then
noodle is what Hokkien mee, is it?
no, not Hokkien mee.
No,
The
Hae Mee.
broth,
Soup
the,
one, yeah.
the
Yes.
broth
Yeah.
noodle soup one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
I
your number
doubted
one,
it
Jay?
there. I didn't doubt it what?
Not doubt it lah, but yeah, okay. Anyway, go ahead. Give us your number one. Drum roll.
If your number one is not Hainanese chicken rice, are you even really Singaporean?
Wait, so your number one is chicken rice?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My second one was
So-
chicken rice, so
What is your
Okay lah, close.
do you have a place that you go to? I asked the same question. Did you
Mm.
have a place that you go to?
Yes, I go to this place called Minky Chicken Rice, which is in
Okay.
Bishan.
Yeah. I know that one.
Yeah. Mm.
So is your other, I guess that's Minky is mostly Saoji, right? Is Saoji?
No, it's
Bai Ji?
white chicken,
Bai Ji,
Bai Ji,
Bai Ji.
but it's the cold one, so it's like
Yeah, so
it's
same.
quite special. Yeah.
Is it the same
Yeah.
as, it's not the one at S11, right? Not the one
It's
inside
not.
the-
It's in
Where is
called Jingshan coffee shop or something. It's like
Kim San Link,
you
Kim San
go
Link.
from yeah
Yeah,
Lincoln San,
yeah. Yeah, that's the one I go to. So that's the one at the interchange, right?
yeah,
That's the one-
next to the interchange. Yeah, it's in the middle. Yeah.
That's the one I said. That is amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. So that's the one I told you guys that serves the soup is the sour
Yes,
vegetable soup, but the
sour cabbagey soup.
the chicken is the one where they dunk it in cold water after they finish, so the skin becomes translucent and super soft.
Yes, super soft,
good
super
choice.
gelatinous, but it's not super oily like other places, so
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
feel disgusting after you eat it.
Will it only
See,
serve
okay,
Bai Ji?
yes.
I think there's Saoji
Yes.
also.
No, I don't think so.
I'm
don't
not a
think
Bai
don't
Ji
think so.
fan, but if
I'm
it's
not
Yeah,
a
no,
Saoji fan.
I would.
I'm generally not a Bai Ji fan also, but this Bai Ji is really good.
Okay.
Because I think you can screw up Bai Ji. Sao Ji is harder to screw up.
Okay.
So at most stores, I will order Sao Ji unless I know the
Mm.
Bai Ji is good. But
Mm.
at this Kim San Eng store, you can be very sure that the Bai Ji is worth it. So I think nobody goes there to order. If you go there to order Sao Ji, something is good. I don't even think they do Sao
They
Ji.
might not even have
I-
salty, right?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I don't think they
Yeah.
do Sao Ji.
Yeah.
And they sell out very fast. So 2:00 close. No more
Yes.
for you already.
Yes.
All
It's
right,
really
that's a so to point. Just to summarize, your number one is chicken rice. Number two is pepper crab. Number
Yes.
three is what's number three again?
Economy.
Economy bihun. Number four is curry chicken,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And number
Five
five
is
is
yuan mian.
fishball noodles.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
so before also we also had an honorable mention. We gave everybody an honorable mention. I know you have a lot, but you have to narrow it down.
Yeah.
My
Cannot,
honorable
it's like-
mention was Lux. Oh no, was prata. What was yours, Marv? Do you remember?
Oh crap! I closed it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
What was mine? Never mind.
Did someone
Jamie
name
can
their
go first.
honorable mentions like Bak Kut Teh or something?
was that you, Marv?
No,
I feel like someone
was
named it Bak Kut Teh.
Yeah, I think it was you. Cause I asked you what kind of bak kut teh you like. You said you like the Singapore pepper kind.
Let
not
me
the
check. Let me check.
yeah. I think you said bak kut teh. Is that your honorable mention also, Jamie?
No, it's really impossible for me to choose because I like too many things.
Okay.
It's like the whole chom
It
chom.
smells
just
bak kut
put
teh,
there.
correct?
yeah, it was
yeah.
a bak kut teh.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like I can be like stingray or even the barbecue chicken wings or like Hokkien mee or prawn
Yeah.
noodle or like
Yeah.
katong laksa, like anything like lor mee.
Anything from the supper food chom area can go and can sneak into the top 5 actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, good choice. Good choices. All right. That's Jimmy's top 5. We're gonna move on to something different now. So, recently Marv and I have been talking about a segment what he recommended to call Dadcommendations, where we basically think of something and we introduce something that we would like to recommend to our listeners, and just give a very brief explanation of why they should consume, use, buy, watch this particular Dadcommendation. Okay, And so I also told everybody to, and Marv also told everybody to like basically include like a video or audio blurb so that it kind of like explains it a little bit better to our audio and visual watchers as well. So I don't know who wants to go first. I won't let the guests go first, lah. So
I guess you can go
establish
first. You can go first.
All right.
Yeah. Also, I'll play.
So I'm gonna go first.
I'll play your clip. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. I'll play my clip first.
So it's the first time that we're doing this. So if for some reason the listeners can't hear our clip, I'm sorry.
They're just gonna hear 20 seconds of silence. So because of copyright, we can only show 20 seconds, right?
Actually, not really lah. If you're using it for
critical, it's okay lah. You don't need to show. Although mine is very short though.
Yeah, okay.
Mine is only 42 seconds.
Let me play yours.
We haven't achieved anything yet. They're gonna fight till the end. They're not gonna give us anything. They don't give a shit. These guys are fucking warriors.
Wait, Mark. Stop for. It's cutting out, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I think whenever your video catches something, right, Marv? When your mic audio catches something, it overwrites the
maybe
the video
I mute myself.
Try mute and try again. Yeah. No, it's the same.
No,
We
it's the
haven't
same.
achieved anything
Yeah.
yet. They're gonna fight till the
It's
end. They're
alright.
not gonna give us anything. They don't give a shit. These guys are fucking warriors.
Yeah, it cuts in and out, right? It's okay, lah, Marv. For now, we can stop first. Okay, they heard a little bit of it. They heard the swearing. Okay, now we can stop it first. Temporarily.
So it cuts in and out.
Okay. Yeah, it cuts in and out. It's super patchy. Okay, but anyway, I'll just share.
Let me just try again. 10 seconds.
Try. Same.
Okay, never mind.
Cuts in and out. Never mind. So anyway, we'll put the link. But anyway, this is what I want to recommend is something called TrueSight.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Why? Wait, sorry, you're gonna guess? What are you gonna guess?
Supposed to guess, yeah. I thought you were gonna give the tagline and like let people guess.
True. But anyway, it's a bit hard to guess this because we didn't really hear the. Were you gonna guess that?
No.
Did you even know? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I thought it was like I thought it was like something stupid like Cupcake Wars.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but there's an esports competition, the largest esport competition Oh, she's still awake.
Yeah.
Hi there. Are you still awake? Oh wow, it's quite late already, 9 o'clock. Hello. I guess she. It was so cute. Hello. She just had a biscuit, I guess.
This one.
This one? She wants to listen. She wants to use the headset, is it?
This one.
You want to use this?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
Alright.
No.
Hi Meredith. Hello. Can you hear? I'm Uncle Ian. Hi.
Hello.
Suddenly no response.
Say good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Meredith.
Hi.
We love you too. Can give you flying kiss. Mwah!
Stop.
She's just
Kiss.
so kiss.
Oh,
Forgot
this
you.
one.
Oh, she kissed you.
Aww.
She's flying
Yeah,
kiss. Wow.
I do this every night with my daughter, so it's the same. Flying kiss. Except I get real kiss. Yeah, everybody else gets flying kiss. I get the real one. So the largest esports competition in the world is called the International. And in 2021, the International 10, the prize pool was 48 million US dollars. All right. So, and this is obviously for Dota 2. So it's a Valve made game, Dota 2. And the reason why I don't want to recommend just to watch the International because it's very hard to watch a whole Dota 2 competition. But this year the International is in Singapore. So last year was in Romania. So it kind of goes all around the world. Before Romania was Shanghai. And it kind of goes all around the world. So this year is in Singapore. I think because Singapore has the least COVID measures now. So like it's easy for people to come in. But on top of that, every year they release a documentary called TrueSight. So they've done, I think 5 or 6. They did it since 2016. So I really recommend for you guys to try watching it. It's quite long. Each True Sight is like 1 hour plus, but it's very good because it kind of like presents the drama and the sport of Dota without really watching the show without really understanding the concepts of Dota. Like it presents it in a very interesting manner that you can follow the drama of it. Kind of like if you ever watched Drive to Survive. Did you ever watch Drive to Survive?
Yeah.
Jamie did.
Yes. Yeah. So if you watch Drive to Survive, like before I watched Drive to Survive, I have no idea about what F1 is. It was very uninteresting to me. But now I'm a fan of F1 because of Drive to Survive. Like it managed to present concepts, maybe not in a very truthful way, not always very faithful way, but in a way that made me like interested in watching it. So I would recommend True Sight to anybody just because there's a lot to watch. So I would recommend starting from True Sight 2016. It's older, but it doesn't matter. It's very good. So yeah, if you like documentaries, this is a good documentary to start watching.
I've watched it before, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
I don't play Dota, but I follow TI whenever it's around, so it's quite cool to see like how the teams interact.
The strategies behind what
get
the
really-
mind games they play, they know each other's strategies already, and they think around it, and how it's interesting how also different cultures, because usually TI is between like countries. Usually it's most teams are countries, like country specific. So like China versus Russia, China versus US. Like there's always like, because a team is usually monocultural generally. Like it's hard to form a multicultural team. So it's also very interesting to see how they strategize. Yeah. Okay. So that's my recommendation.
Sorry, can I just try again one more time? Might be a volume issue.
Sure.
I turned up the volume. Okay, let me just try it. Okay, I'll play like maybe 20 seconds.
We haven't achieved anything.
No.
No, it still cuts out, is it?
Yep. It cuts off like the first second.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Okay, now I'll play Jamie's one then.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you can.
I mean, I can see.
They just slip off.
Did it slip
They
off?
stretch when you put them in there, and they snap back into place when you put it on.
How was that? Was that okay?
That was okay.
Did I go through?
But it's a very short clip, right?
Yeah, it's very short. Yeah.
Okay, so
Can you play again?
sure.
You said, did it slip off or it snaps right back when you put it back on?
They just slip off. They stretch when you put them in there, and they snap back into place when you put it on.
What
It sounds
on
like
earth is that?
it sounds like a kitchen infomercial. It sounds like they're selling a product and it's like, yeah.
It's
like
it is a
something-
product. It's
It's
definitely a
obviously
product.
a product.
Mm.
I was like non-slip something. Wait, what do you say again? Did it slip off? Is that what I
I'll
said?
play one more time. One more time,
They just slip off. They stretch when you put them in there, and they snap back into place when you put it on.
Snap back into place when they put it back on.
So you slip off, it stretches, right? When you put it back in, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, and
idea,
then it
man.
snaps back into place.
It snaps back into place when you put it back on. This is like some kind of like riddler, try to figure out the.
No idea what it is.
Is it
Give
a
up.
tent? I don't know.
The
I don't know why you
shoelaces.
recommend it.
kitchen appliance, right? Sorry?
Oh, it's
No, they're
shoelaces.
shoelaces, right?
Wait.
So it's not a new thing, but I only recently just got onto it. Like I've been wanting to try it for a very long time, and then it just slipped my mind. And then recently I just got it. So I got my shoe, right? Yeah, so it's the no-tie shoelaces. So basically they are expandable, and then it just turns any sports shoe or walking shoe into slip-ons.
Yep.
That's it.
I've used them.
I think
I've used them.
super convenient. Use them.
Are they
will be
the
just-
expand laces? Are these the expand? Yeah.
Yeah.
I kickstarted them long time ago. It's very That's a great recommendation.
It's worth it, right?
Yep.
It's
It's
super
really
useful.
yeah. And I think now it's pretty readily available.
Mm.
Very
Yeah, and there's
cool.
so many different colors as well. I'm not
Colours.
sure if they,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they came out with a different design because the one I got is the flat one, and I know there are some off brands. Not sure if this expand or not, but there are some off brands that have the round laces instead of the flat
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
I will say that Marv, you've never used it. Have you seen this before?
No, But I've used like variations of no tie
Yeah.
shoelaces lah.
I will say I have one issue with X-Men lasers, and that's because you know how because it comes, the lace is obviously very long, right? Because it needs to be catered for everybody. And then what you do is you actually have to like wear it properly, then you have to cut, and then you burn
Yes.
the tip off so that it becomes hard. And then there's like a, what do you call it? A catch, like a that you
Yeah, like
basically
a,
put at
like
the
a
end,
toggle
right?
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they put at the end so that it doesn't like it does the string doesn't fray. Basically, lace doesn't fray. I would say I don't know whether they've improved on it, but sometimes when that catch like it can fall off. Yeah, after you use it for a while, maybe not.
Mine
Yeah,
hasn't fallen off. I think it's
No.
been a couple of weeks now, couple of months.
are you using the original one where just because I now I'm looking at the website. I think there's another one which is the quick release lacing system where it's kind of like put in the middle of your shoe, like on the tongue of your shoe. Have you seen those before?
No, I think mine is just original.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So,
nothing fancy about it. I was so
that's the-
lazy, I didn't even burn the edges.
Okay, so you just kept the thing
I
back
just
on.
kept it and then I just cut it and then it's just like
Yeah.
frayed there.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. I would if you hate tying shoelaces,
Yes.
this is definitely a good buy for you.
I would not recommend it for exercising shoes.
Yeah, because you need to be tight,
Definitely
right?
Correct, but for walking shoes, this is useful.
Yep. Okay,
Okay, here's another one. I'm gonna play it.
go.
Actually, I realized that I split my audio, so actually the listeners should be able to hear clearly. Just that for some reason, when it's being piped through Discord, you guys can't hear it very well.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Woof woof. The babies are hungry. Time to feed the dogs.
Okay. Is this a timer? A
Something
dog
like
timer?
that.
Is a dog timer?
No.
Does it tell you when to feed? Is it literal? Or is
No,
this, or in this case, is the dog your husband?
It's along those lines.
What? It's time to feed the dog.
Has to be a reminder thing, right?
This own thing is it an
Yeah.
app? Is it an app? Is it a reminder app?
It has an app.
So it's an
But
actual-
one thing, what useful thing would it be that you couldn't use a regular reminder for? That you need a special kind of reminder apart from your phone that
it's
needs
a
to remind
pet
you.
food timer lah, right? Does it auto dispense?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, doesn't that would make it a
that would be
good.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
it
what
doesn't.
is it? What is
It's
it?
it's a Google Nest.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I have a Google
Yeah.
Nest. Wait, and what does it do? I mean, I have a Google Nest, but I didn't know there was
You can,
this.
you can set schedules. Yeah, so you can set reminders in the Google Assistant app. So I set a lot of reminders. Like this one just goes to remind to feed the dogs, not for me and other people get.
Okay.
And then things like timers to remind me to eat. It every Monday I have a very early thing earlier than usual, right? So I have a timer to 3 hours wake up. Yeah.
Oh, I
So
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that with your Nest. So Mom, do you have a
Yeah.
Nest?
No, I don't.
So I have a Nest because I use it for white noise actually. So my sister bought it for me. Actually, the Nest is really cheap. It's like $40, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
less than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
I used it at first like because most people just use it for music, right? Or you can like ask it for like what's the weather, what's the
What do you
traffic.
say? Alexa, play white noise now.
No, it's not Alexa. It's Hey Google.
Oh, wait,
Alexa.
Alexa is
It's
what?
like Alexa's Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like, hey Google, play this. And now I've learned how to, because if you want to play Japanese songs, right, on Spotify, you cannot you cannot say, hey Google.
In English.
Yeah, you cannot. You have to speak,
Oh.
hey Google.
Oh my god.
Anpanman no machi o
Okay.
seishii shimasu. You have to say it like in Japanese for it to understand. So you just say, hey Google, play Anpanman. They won't do anything. It'll just be like, sorry, I did not recognize your request. Something like that. Yeah. But I didn't know that. Yeah, so I usually when I put her back on the stage, I'll just say, hey Google, play white noise.
Yeah.
And then it'll play white noise for 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
but I
use
didn't
it.
know
I
that you
use
could
it
set.
for automation more so than anything.
Yeah.
Like the music was like a extra bonus. But yeah,
Oh, so it would
yeah,
just constantly remind you, and
yeah.
can you set it like every day? So or
Yes.
specific?
So I have a lot of timers that I set every day. In every room of my house, I have one Google Nest.
Oh,
So that it
wow.
yeah, so it rings in whichever room I set it to be. Yeah.
So wait, but because the Google Nest doesn't know which room you're in, right? So does it ring through your
No, so
whole
like
house?
for example, like supplements. So I have nighttime supplements that I take, and usually nighttime I'm already unwinding in bed. So my
Okay.
reminder will ring in my bedroom rather than the living room because I'm not in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I have
Okay. Wow.
automation things lah. Yeah. Like lights,
Yeah.
blinds or this kind of thing. Yeah. So
Are you? Do you have a
Yeah.
smart house? Completely smart house?
no, I don't. I wish I do. I'm sort of like
Mm.
configuring little bits and pieces, but that will be the
Yeah.
one day.
I don't know whether
Yeah.
Marv, have you ever thought of eventually, like, I presume this is not going to be the house that you're going to live in for forever. Do you think that when you move, are you going to have a fully
Yeah.
smart house?
Maybe in the next house. Not too lazy to
'Cause-
do it now.
Because there are quite a lot of to me, the only function that I want is the ability to turn on the aircon before I go home.
You don't have to have a smart house, right? So I
Yeah,
do
you
have
don't
that,
need-
right? But basically, I changed my thermostat thing.
Oh, but
And then
Singapore
it-
doesn't have this.
God, my friend just did it. So she lives in so where basically each room has a condenser head, has its own aircon head, right?
Yep.
She
Yeah.
just managed to get this thing that connect her remote only her remote in her room to end her
Oh.
unit, and she can connect it on her control it on her phone.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll get you the details.
I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me now. Now the temperature is 18 degrees, 15 degrees outside my
Yeah,
house. So
yeah,
it's more for Singapore lah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's possible, and it only costs her I think something like $60 for the thing.
Oh, that's quite expensive too for a remote that changes that just to have it automated. Just so that when you enter the house, you're a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Sometimes it puts you
It
in a
makes a
better
di- yeah.
mood.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes your day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like it's a hot day, you just want to enter a cold house, right? That's
I know,
nice.
right?
Okay. Cool. I didn't know. I'll think about, but I don't really know whether I would need any reminders using my Google Nest. But sure, I will.
That's lah. I think there's a lot of things that you can explore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, Marv, what is your dad commendation?
I'm gonna try and play it. So the listeners should be able to hear it. If y'all cannot hear it, then I'll just I'll tell y'all later what it is.
I'm going to Stanford in the fall.
You need to celebrate it. Break a few rules, I think. Just like once in your life.
Are the odds in my favor?
It's not quite that simple.
Can you say the real name again, please?
Papillary thyroid carcinoma.
Thyroid cancer.
Ooh, it sounds good.
I'm Dr. Georgina Stanton. Welcome to Brightcliff. Every living day here is a win.
How long have you all been here?
4 months for me.
5.
3.
63 days, 17 hours, and 11 minutes.
You don't know the minutes. I'm going to die.
All of us here are dying.
This is a hospice? My parents told me this was a boarding school.
What's in the basement?
I dare you.
No, he doesn't.
It takes a lot to scare me.
No, wait, don't. Don't actually go down there.
You heard that?
Yeah. Most
why,
of it.
Why mine can and yours cannot? I don't know why.
No, it still cuts in and out actually.
Okay, maybe
It's just that-
because it's more constant. The sound's more
Yeah.
constant.
Because mine is like mine has a crowd roar and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, it's definitely a movie. It's definitely
No, I
a
think it's a
TV
series. I think it's a series.
It's a trailer.
It's a
It's a
series.
trailer for some kind of show basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because it's obviously some kind of horror elements with it, but it also sounds like a teenage comedy.
Yes, I was gonna say I think it's a teenage kind of a bit comedy but not very sorry, horror but not very scary and
Yeah. Like I Know I Did Last Summer kind of show.
yeah.
Okay, so y'all won't be able to guess what it is, lah, right?
Sure,
So
go ahead.
it's a new show on Netflix. It was
called Bling Empire. No,
no.
I'm just kidding.
So it's from this guy who produced Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. Do you watch Haunting of Hill House?
No.
Okay,
Marv, you know me, right? I don't watch horror
That's
movies.
another super good series. But okay, so this one is it's quite morbid. So at the beginning, you heard about this the girl, the main character, has cancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was actually going to go to Stanford, like her last year of high school. Then, she was diagnosed with like end stage cancer lah.
Thyroid cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. So she googled and then she found like this place called like Bright Cliff, where they offer it's a hospice for children who have terminal diagnosis. Yeah, so she goes there and then she meets all the other kids who are there who are also like dying, and then they have this thing called the Midnight Club, which is the name of the series, where they sneak out of their rooms at midnight and they meet in like one of the rooms, and then they tell ghost stories to each other.
That sounds so lame.
Yeah, try to scare each other. So it's quite cool. Like every episode is a different made up story from one of them who's telling the ghost story.
So and then the show like basically like zooms into that story.
Yeah, so every day, every night, the genre can be different. Like the horror can be like Asian horror, then it can be some other horror. But there is also a whole meta story behind it, where the main character found out like certain things are happening in the home.
In the hospice.
So it's like a horror story within a horror story.
Yeah. So there's the main meta narrative, which is this girl in this hospice home.
Yes.
But each episode is like a different
Also has
narrative
a
of the
mini-
horror story that
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
It's quite cool. It's not very, very scary. It's not like Ju-On or Ring, that kind. Yeah. So I actually recommend watching.
Is it
even
more
if you are
like
not a
Stranger
horror
Things
fan.
style of scary? Or more
It's more supernatural style of scary. There's like ghosts and stuff.
The Shining. That kind. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm still not gonna watch it, but that's interesting. I mean, I don't want Jimmy. You don't know this, right? But I don't watch horror at all.
No, you refuse to play what's the game with us?
What's that game?
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jamie, if you're okay with horror, I recommend
I'm okay with horror.
I'm
Yeah.
about 5 episodes in. It's good lah. It's compelling.
Okay.
I do like the fact that it kind of like has a different narrative throughout. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like it's not just it gives the writers like a very like more leeway to write different things.
Yeah, and all the kids
Did you-
have like different personalities lah. So that's one of the good things. Yeah.
And each time they tell different stories, right? Each of the kids will take turns, right?
Yeah.
So the stories are.
tell a different story. Yeah.
Did Jamie ever finish Sandman? Did you watch Sandman?
I'm halfway through, I think. I don't know how many episodes are. But
It's 10
12,
episodes.
I think.
it's very
No,
it's,
10,
it's,
10, 10.
They added another 2.
I think so.
it's a bit of a
But they
slow
added two?
grind.
Yeah, they added 11 and 12, I think.
I didn't even watch the 11. No, they added one. They added
Oh,
11.
they added one. Yeah.
Yeah, they added one.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
so
I only watched 4 episodes.
It's good.
I
think
plan to continue. But it's a
I
bit,
think it picks up. Yeah. It is a bit
Yeah.
slow at the start, I will say.
yeah.
It is a bit slow at the start. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So we have this are our Dadcommendations, Marv's The Midnight Club, Jamie Expand Laces, and Google Nest automation. Mine is True Sight Dota 2 commentary. Yeah. Dota 2 documentary. Yeah. And also the international is happening this coming
yes.
week.
Yep.
Next week.
Next week. And the week
Next week. But it's really weird because so the interesting about international is that usually it's just 1 week. So there's like a group stage, main stage, and then straight into the grand finals. But this year they have a 1 week break between the main stage and the finals. And do you know the reason why? The reason why is because freaking Justin Bieber is coming to Singapore.
Oh.
Huh?
So it's really weird. So they have the group stage and main stage of Dota. Then Justin Bieber comes and he's performing at indoor stadium, which is the place that they're using. So they have to vacate everything, and then after that they come back into the grand finals. It's so weird. Yeah, and it's really bad for people who don't live in Singapore. Because you think about it, right? They come to Singapore just Correct. They just come to Singapore just to watch the national, and then they have to stay for an additional week just because of Justin Bieber. But okay, it's Justin Bieber. All right. So maybe before I don't really want to do the last part, but I just want to shout out something, and I think there's something that I think. So this is not a recommendation, but recently Steam had something called Steam Next Fest. So they hold this twice every year, where they basically try to showcase as many indie games as possible. So I don't know whether Jamie, do you play any other game other than WoW in terms of indie games? You don't, right?
Not much. No.
Yeah.
No.
So I've been kind of bored at mainstream AAA kind of games. So I have been enjoying more indie games. And I think Marv will play more indie games now because he has a Steam Deck. So my recommendation for some of the demos that you can try right now, if you're a PC, you can download all of these games for free. And most of these demos only last like less than an hour. It's just for you to get a taste, a slice of life of what the game is about. So these are my 4 recommendations, and I'm going to go to them really quickly. The first is called Potionomics. So Potionomics is very interesting. Basically, you are this girl who has just inherited this potion shop, this rundown potion shop from your uncle who passed away, and you basically have to like sell. Your basic idea is to brew potions and sell potions. But so that sounds pretty standard, like management sim. But the interesting about this game is that there's a card card builder in this game as well. And this card builder is your haggling. So when you haggle with your customers, you actually use cards to like increase the price of the item that you're selling. It's a very well-made game, but it's a very not kiddie. I would say it feels like a very simple, like there are games which are podcast games, right? Like you listen to a podcast at the side and then you play the game at the same time. This is one of those games. So you can check out Potionomics. It's a very chill kind of game. Like when you don't want to think too much, you just want to relax. Potionomics is the kind of game for you. Next game I want to recommend is called Forever Skies. And I don't know whether you've heard of this game called Subnautica. Have any of you heard of this? I know Marv has heard of it.
Yep, I have.
So Subnautica is a survival game where basically like you crash land on this. It's basically a whole planet that's just water. So you're doing everything underwater. And basically like any survival game, you must figure out how to like get water for yourself, like get food. But you also in this whole narrative, you're trying to explore what happened to this planet, why you crashed on it, how to get out of it basically. And Forever Skies is kind of like a similar theme of Subnautica, but instead of underwater now, you're in this planet that is basically ravaged by locust swarms, and you're trying to you basically have this what do you call it? Like a hovercraft that you can build and customize things.
Oh my god, it's like my raft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Keep going.
So Forever Skies is like that. But a lot of games have tried to emulate Subnautica, but Forever Skies is a game that I feel has the potential to either eclipse it or be its equal. Where I only played like an hour of it, but it's one of those games that I'm like, oh, I want to play a bit more. I think it's quite polished. Yeah, so you can check out Forever Skies.
It says single player, so no co-op lah.
No, I don't think there's co-op in this game. Subnautica is also a single player game. So most of these survival, not all survival games are like that, but this is the single player kind. The next game is called Floodlands. This is also another survival, but it's a survival game that is RTS. So you build basically after the apocalypse, you have this settlement of villagers, and you kind of like need to rebuild your settlement, right? But how it works is that most settlements are like RTS kind of. This one is kind of like you just kind of point and click. So you can. It's kind of hard to explain it, but you can build different. The idea is to kind of like explore the world around you and to expand your settlement. It's hard for me to explain, but this is a very unique twist on survival games, because survival games tend to be either like first-person games, right? Like Forever Skies or Rust or some other game. But this one is like a not third person. What do you call it? RTS, a real-time strategy game. So Floodlands, I think there's an S inside.
No S, I think.
No S, is it?
No S.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the last one is called Asterigos. So the good thing about Asterigos is that it's out now. So when I played Steam Next Fest last week, this was a demo, but it's actually out now. And Asterigos is a third-person like hack and slash role playing game, and it's kind of like it's kind of like Dark Souls mixed with like a Greek mythology style of a story. Yeah. So the only reason I don't think I've played a bit of it. The combat is quite fun. But I would say the most interesting about this thing is the fact that it's made by a very small team. Yeah. So I would say this is the bottom of my list. But I would say if you have to try the first three: Forever Skies, Flatland, and Potionomics. Just because they are very simple, very fast to try and play. And honestly, it's just like an hour. And for me, a good demo is one where when, after you finish the demo, the demo and they'll say, okay, this demo is ended. Please wishlist on Steam. A good demo is one where I'm like, oh crap, man. I wanted to play it. Like, I wish that the demo didn't end here. Right. So these are the three that I really wanted to shout out. Because I really... Because, okay, how wishlist on Steam works is basically the more wishlist they have, the greater their... I think they get funding from... I don't know whether they get funding from Steam, but they definitely get more, airtime on Steam. Like, Steam will recommend them in the lists. Yeah, so it's a good thing to go and try. Yeah. So those are my Steam Next Fest demos. Marv, you didn't try any, right? At all?
Nope. I've been
Lost
played
Arking and
played like an hour plus of Cyberpunk so far.
An hour?
Hour and a half lah.
Oh, okay. So you're still very, very... You haven't even made it past you haven't even got to the main crux of the storyline yet, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about it more when I've played more.
When you play more. Okay. We still have some time actually. So we're gonna clear the last topic. So usually we have this topic is I don't think top 5. We don't need to do a top 5, but I want to say because now Japan is opening up. Has it opened up already, Marv? Do you know? I think it is.
Open to certain passport
16,
certain nationalities, I think.
October something. Could be this week.
Yeah. So there was a recent news article about how like people were saying that in Singaporeans like number one tourist destination is Japan. Although I think that's not just Singapore, honestly. I think for most developed countries, the country that has been closed the longest and people have been yearning to go is Japan. So on top of that news, this doesn't need to be a top 5. But I want to ask you guys, what are your top tourist destinations that is like your go-to and that you would recommend people to go? And it's okay if it's a very standard place. Like it's a very, because there's a reason why these places are popular. So and you can include Japan in this as well. But I try to be as specific as possible. So try not to just say the country. Try to say like the specific city or place or the reason why you go to that place. Yeah. So we'll take turns. So maybe we can start with Jamie first. Just say one of them that you have.
I'm not a very big traveler, so my choices are slightly lazy. Yeah, it's a bit lazy. Yeah, so Singapore would be one because it's home and I don't live there, right? And why I would recommend it is like it's got good food, it's easy to get around, like it's relatively well priced, like not too cheap but not too expensive. It's comfortable, it's safe. Like, I mean, like what's there to really criticize about it other than the lack of culture? But yeah.
We have culture. We have
our culture is many different cultures. Okay.
Yeah, we have we have root cultures. We have all these root people on street. Anyway.
So Singapore will be one. The next one will be Hong Kong. I actually really, really love Hong Kong. Yeah.
Why do you like Hong Kong?
Why the face? Oh, because I like the food. Yeah.
I
like the food, and I feel like it's not too difficult to get around. Right. There's this sorry, you go.
Yeah. Go ahead. Finish your thought first.
There's a bit of this like feeling of familiarity, for me lah. Yeah.
Why is it familiar
to say this?
No, I've never gone to Hong Kong with him before.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
He's from Hong Kong?
He has family there, right? Does he have family?
His family's from Hong Kong. Yeah, he's born in Singapore, but his family is from Hong Kong. He still has relatives there.
Okay.
But we've never gone to Hong Kong together before. Yeah, so my opinions about Hong Kong are formed before.
From your
Yeah, yeah.
Marv, have you been to Hong Kong before?
Yeah, I've been there twice, but that was a long time ago when I was like, I think in NS
Oh wow.
and uni, I
Wow.
think. So that's like more than 10 years ago lah. Yeah. So I don't really remember much about it.
Yeah, I would say the countries you go to also depends on how old you were when you go to. Like your tourist destinations when you go. Okay, maybe I have to specify. As your spending power increases, your tourist destination choices also changes.
True.
So like the reason
it?
why I say this, the reason why I say this is because I did an exchange in Paris. So my exchange was in Paris, and I toured a lot of Europe. Right, I've been to I think 20 over cities in Europe during my exchange there. I didn't study much. I just traveled a lot. But I would say I think I enjoyed it less because I went there as a student. And I think Europe, especially Western Europe, is a place that you enjoy more if you have money. That's my take on it. Maybe I didn't go to the right places, but I think that the more your spending power increases, I mean, of course, this is generally true in every country. The more money you have to spend, the more fun you can have. But at the same time, I think Western, like Europe especially, the scale is much more exponential, right? That means if you have very little money, you can only enjoy so much of the country.
I get your point. Yeah.
So like okay, so I've been to Hong Kong twice. I don't really enjoy Hong Kong because maybe so Marianne thinks I'm ridiculous for saying this, but I don't really enjoy Hong Kong food that much, and maybe because I didn't eat the right food.
Possible.
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
But I ate at all the, the famous or like the popular foods. Got Q1.
So what do you dislike? What do you dislike most, like of all the popular items that? So what was the biggest disappointment?
So like like Hong Kong famous for like char siu, roast geese, I felt like I've had better in Singapore.
Wow.
I know it sounds like
those are fighting.
Like, whoa, what the heck? Yeah.
It's like saying sushi is better in Singapore.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, no, but to be, I think that the degree of which sushi is better in Singapore and the degree of which char siu is better in Singapore is not as wide. Do you agree?
No.
I mean, I can't comment because I haven't been there in such a long time. So
no, Singapore has very bad like roast duck.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Yes.
I mean, maybe you have to go to the So
maybe
like
it's been a while. Yeah.
So maybe that's the thing. Maybe I didn't go to the right ones. But okay, maybe because Hong Kong food doesn't. So what are the popular Hong Kong foods to eat? Dim sum, chichongpan.
Like, yes.
Then they got their street food. Like those curry fish ball. Yeah, then those like those barbecue skewers they get from those roadside stores. Yeah. Wonton mee.
Wonton mee, which I'm not a fan of. They have like their beef noodles, all these things.
Yeah. All these street food.
Their breakfast is very special. So they have like the Hong Kong style breakfast, right? Like the toast and
Maggie mee lah. Basically, it's Maggie mee. Yeah. Yeah.
But see, to me, these foods aren't appealing. Maybe that's why. Yeah.
Maybe that's why. I think it's okay if you don't like it. It's just like how everyone goes to Taiwan for the street food, and then they rave about it. And then I went there and I absolutely hated it. So like,
you would prefer you definitely prefer Hong Kong over Taiwan because I had an opposite experience.
So I prefer Taiwan over Hong Kong. I was going to say Taiwan also. So Taiwan is one of the places that I had a change of heart in terms of like recommending or wanting to go.
Good change of heart in a good sense. Like you recommend it now or you don't recommend it now?
Like I would recommend it now.
Yeah.
So the first time I went to Taiwan was I think about 8 years ago. Around there. And then after like I think like 3 or 4 days of eating Taiwan food, I told my wife, I'm like, I need to go to McDonald's. I need to have a burger. I cannot already. I cannot take it already. Every day it's the same thing, right? Because Taiwan food is like, it's literally the same thing everywhere. Like ro fan or what is it called, the oyster miso. Then if you go to like all the night markets, like okay, to me, one night market is enough. Like every single night market sells the same thing. So whether you go to like Shilling or whatever, they're all the same, right? But
you didn't eat all the items in one night, what?
But the food is good. The food is good. I would say the food is good. But after a few days, like 3 to 4 days of like going night market every night, then I'm like, cannot, McDonald's, need to go McDonald's. So that was about 7 years ago. Then I went again just before COVID. So that was about 3 years ago. 2019. I don't know, I think my taste
palate
changed a bit. Then I can like enjoy it. Yeah, like I really enjoy eating oyster miso and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I was actually planning to go next month, but then Charlene couldn't take leave, so we're not going anymore. So sad.
Yeah. I think like any place, last time I went to Taiwan, I went with my sister-in-law who is Taiwanese. So I think obviously when you go with a local, it's a completely different perspective because they bring you to the places that you won't be able to find on Google generally. So I think those are the places like she brought me to eat like your traditional Taiwanese breakfast, like your porridge and stuff. So I'm like, these are the places that I would not go to like normally. It's not on your TripAdvisor or on any top 10 list. But these are places that like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. So maybe I need to do that for Hong Kong. I know this is super lame, but a lot of Singaporeans go to this place, and that is Bali. So
that is on my list also. Yeah, I would recommend Bali also.
I recommend Bali, although it is it is quite pricey just because it's an expat heaven. But I go to Bali because of the food. I think they have they have very good cafes. So they have a lot of good Australian style cafes. Just because I think they know that there are a crap ton of Australians who go there. I think Bali is like the
little Australia basically.
Yeah. So if you go there and you eat your green whatever fields place that you have there, they have like tons of good cafes there you can go to. They have this my favorite Mexican restaurant is called Motel Mexicola, and it's in Bali. And it's like someplace that I just Googled one day, and then I sit Miranda's go, and it's amazing. They serve really cheap tacos, and like their taco varieties, like you can choose from like 30 different tacos on their menu, and they have like live band, live music, everything. It's really fun, and I think So also where you stay in Bali matters, right? Because Bali itself is quite big, and if you stay in the wrong place, you have to travel between the different islands, Nusa Dua, and I don't know what's the other one called. Yeah, but so I would recommend Bali, but you have to do a bit of your research to where you want to stay because you will have very different. I think the southern island is a bit less developed, but it's a more quiet beach experience. Or if you stay in Nusa Dua, which is the northern island, that's the developed part. That's where you get all your big cafes, but it's also incredibly crowded and incredibly overpriced. So it depends on kind of what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy Bali very much. Yeah. I've only been there once, and it was entirely not well planned. Like it was a spontaneous trip that we took, so there was no research that got into it. We stayed at this like really like cha hotel, but it was clean lah, right? It was a clean place. It was like 3 stars, like basic, you know what I mean? Then we did very minimal research, but it was not a super extravagant kind of hotel like I think most Singaporeans or most people will undertake. They book like this spa or you know like the resort kind of thing,
villas,
private pool,
villas.
like villas. We didn't do that, but it was more of that local experience. So and the place that we stayed was not overly touristy, but like kind of quite close to everything still. And we just spent every day to getting massages.
Yeah,
that was so cheap.
Sure.
Sometimes twice a day. Like it was just so good. It's a holiday of doing nothing.
You can afford it there, so you have to do that.
Yeah, it's so cheap until like we felt bad. You know what I mean? Like you feel so bad that
when you give the bill. I think do you give tips? I guess you can give tips there, lah.
You can, yeah.
Oh, okay. So on the topic of massage, I'm pretty sure most of you have Bangkok on your list. Do you have Bangkok on your list?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't because Bangkok brings back bad memories for me.
Wait, what happened? What happened in Bangkok?
Super bad experience. Have I not told this story before?
No?
So
At least
I
I've never
went
heard it.
to Bangkok in I think 2018 or 2017.
Okay, that's not too long ago.
Like
4 years ago.
just before Chinese New Year, I went with Zijian and his wife Edwina. We were so the trip was planned so that when we came back, we would come back on the day before Chinese New Year Eve, so before Reunion dinner. Then we have time to like recover and then go for.
Oh,
fun,
is this
right?
the food poisoning trip?
Yeah, so this was the food poisoning trip. Jamie, have you heard this story?
Okay.
I feel like a little bit vaguely familiar.
Yeah, so I got food poisoning on like I think the second last day of the trip, and then I just spent the rest of the time hugging the toilet.
Vomiting. Yeah. Okay.
So
I mean,
yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I would like to go back one day, but
yeah.
at the moment I still have bad
Yeah.
lingering memories about it, and I've never been to Bali also.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
never in my life.
My sister now lives in Bangkok. She works in Bangkok now.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Hotel
she works
industry,
in
right?
she's hotel industry. So I would say like Bangkok is the land of cheap massages as well.
Yep.
Like you can go massage twice a day. It's cheap. It's like usually like 250 baht, which is like $10 Sing. And then you give like a 30% tip or 40%. Even if you give 100% tip,
It's still
but the
cheap.
standard
I know, right?
it's still
You
cheaper.
feel-
20
you
bucks
feel
is
damn
like
bad,
this. What the
right?
heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and there's massage places all over the place. The one thing I do not like about Bangkok in general sometimes is the fact that it can be easy to get conned.
Mhm.
Although Bali is also, so I got conned in Bali once at a money changer. So my recommendation for any of you who go to Bali, right, is always go to an official money changer. Even though the rates are not as good, never go to those Chapalang money changers. Because I got conned before. Yeah, so how he did it was very interesting. So I changed my money. So after I changed my money, everything, right? He showed me everything. Then I walked off. Then when I was counting my money, I realized, why is the amount that he said less?
Same. It happened to me too.
So
in Bali. Yeah.
So do you know the trick that they do?
I can't remember. They like keep one note or something like that.
So no. So what they do is that they will take the notes, right?
Yeah.
And then they will fan it out. So they say he takes like 20 notes, right? He fans it out.
Yeah.
Right? He just start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then they count all the way, right? But the one thing is, so then they count to 20. Then then they turn it around again. Then they try again. 1, 2, 3. Then count for you. But what you don't realize is that they're so good at it that they double count the same note.
Okay.
So the way Japanese people do is they turn it towards you. So then they pull down the note. But for him, he just kind of like flips. Right? So he can flip the same note, or as he flips it back, he flips back the same note again. So I didn't, unless you're very careful to like stop there and count it in front of him again, which you might do. Some people should do if you want to change at these shops. Yeah. Then if not, I just walked off and I was like, he cheated me out of like, yeah, so I took the money after because he was like, then I think he cheated me out of like $20 or $30 less.
I think ours was like 20 or 30 less also, but then we
Yeah,
counted
yeah.
when we went out of the shop. So we were at the door of the shop, we
So you
counted,
go
then we
back
went
and tell
back
them?
in. We went
Okay.
back in. Yeah.
So that's okay. Then they have to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing in Bangkok. It's very cheap. The food is great in Bangkok as well. It's just that have you ever noticed that all our choices has been in Asia? Do any of you have a non-Asian choice?
Not really. Like I wanted to.
Not really.
I wanted to recommend like US, but with the state that the US is, I'm
No.
like, probably not. And I've never been to Europe, so I can't recommend Europe at all.
Yeah. I
really travel around Asia only.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one place I want to recommend is Japan.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's Hokkaido.
Okay.
So
Sapporo in general or just everywhere?
I've only been to Sapporo lah, but I think of all the places that I've been, okay, I haven't really been to many places in Japan. Mainly like Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Sendai, and
Honshu
Hokkaido,
lah.
right?
Honshu and Hokkaido.
Yeah, is Sapporo lah. So I really enjoyed. I think when I went there, cause it was, when did I go? I think it was July, so it's supposed to be like summer, right? But because Hokkaido is like all the way north, right? So the temperature is actually super nice. It's not hot. It's not super cold. So it's really nice. And I think the best part about so for me, Japan, the thing that I like about Japan is of course the food, right?
Yeah.
So Hokkaido has awesome seafood.
Yeah.
And so cheap. It's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the architecture is like very colonial, because they kept a lot of the old
Meiji area buildings lah.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
true.
So there's one place I recommend, like all of Japan. I recommend going to Hokkaido. Getting to Hokkaido is kind of a bitch lah. Yeah.
Does Singapore not fly direct to Sapporo?
I'm not sure, but when I went there, I took a train from Tokyo all the way up. So it's an 8-hour.
Oh no. There's a direct flight to Sapporo,
which is more expensive.
I took
right?
it.
You were saying.
Now it's crazy. Now
expensive.
Japan. My mom told me that flight from Singapore to Sapporo in December is 3.5k economy.
It's not
economy. 3.5k economy.
Might
It's
as well
crazy.
go like Euro or something.
Yeah, but anyway, just don't come to Japan now. Come Come to Japan next year.
I'll
It'll be cheaper.
I'll definitely go next year.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that even in Japan, like among Japanese people, right, Hokkaido also has a reputation for very good food. So if you find a product, let's say you have like an apple, or okay, maybe not apple because apples are famous somewhere else, but if you have type of food and you say, oh, this one is from Hokkaido, then mochiron. Like they'll say, oh, that's yahari ne? That's to be expected. That's why it's so delicious. So even in Japan, Hokkaido is like known to have, among even all the other regions that sell different foods, Hokkaido is known to have like the best dairy products. So like all the milk you see in the supermarket is all like Hokkaido, all from Hokkaido. Yeah. Yeah. Jamie, do you have one in Japan as well? Or is just Japan in general?
I think I mentioned before, right, that Japan has always been like this dream destination for me. Yeah, and I just never had the opportunity to go.
So you've never come before?
No, yeah.
Let's go.
But I actually mapped out like the whole itinerary for like a 3-week trip, like the whole like Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka kind of thing. I have like and where to stay, where to eat, that kind of thing. Like this whole itinerary.
Are you planning to go next year?
No.
Why?
Because of some real life situations.
Yeah.
That
But
may not allow me
Singapore,
to.
right?
Yes.
That's in February.
The plan is to be in February. Yes.
Let me know, okay, when you confirm.
Yeah. Then we go eat crab, and you can have my claw. Yeah.
I'll arrange for the Joe Clan.
I tell you what. I will eat crab. Also, but I'll go to Hokkaido to eat it. So I will have my Alaskan king crab. You can eat your pepper crab.
And then we can like zoom while we eat.
And then Marv can eat his chili crab sauce with matto.
Just matto.
no actual crab, just the sauce. I will say, like, apart from Asia, if you don't want to go to Europe, I will say I enjoyed Eastern Europe a lot more than Western Europe, just because I don't know, like, okay, so I lived in France, right, for 6 months, and I do not like Paris. If you've ever been to Paris, like, Paris has this, like, it's like one of the world's most popular destinations, right, apart from New York City and Tokyo. I guess those are the three. Like, Paris is just dirty. I don't know if, like, out of all the cities
That's what most people say, I think. Yeah.
It's just dirty. And, like, when you go into the subway, right, it's so smelly. It's just like people have pissed all over the walls for some reason, and no, they don't bother to clean up and everything. So, and it's also Paris is not even safe. So there, I mean, obviously there are some parts which is very pretty. I do have particular places that I do like in Paris, like Mont de Sacré-Cœur, which is this church that you can kind of see the whole of Paris from when you're at the top of the, because Mont de Sacré-Cœur is at the top of a hill in Paris, and from there is a cheap way to like see the whole Paris without paying anything, right? To travel to the top of the Eiffel Tower, but you also get scammed on the way up. There are like tons of scammers at the bottom of the hill. There are these Nigerian African people who like insist on putting these friendship bracelets on you. They don't tell you how much it is, but they say, "Oh, brother." Then they'll try to do it for you. Then the moment they snap it on you, right, it's 10 euros. Immediately, they'll just ask you, and they will corner you. So as long as they put it on you, they will, like, all 5 of their brothers will come and corner you. Like 5 big guys will corner you.
Dudes,
yeah, they said you need to pay. You've already put it on yourself. Yeah. So like I always tell people when you go there, and it's next to Moulin Rouge, by the way. So Mont-Sacré-Cœur is next to Moulin Rouge, the red light district, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of Paris. So you just kind of have to like when I tell people like follow me, don't look at anybody, just follow me straight up. Don't talk to
Don't make
anybody,
eye
don't look at
contact.
anybody. Because the moment they look at you and they see you Asian, they will go straight to you, try to put that stupid friendship bracelet on you. So just avoid them. So like it's this kind of things that you kind of like have to learn. But I don't think Paris is. I think other parts of France might be very nice. So I did go to like Marseille, which is near the sea, and I think that's nice. But I would say go to Eastern Europe. So I really enjoyed places like Prague, which is in Czechoslovakia, and Budapest, which is in Hungary. Just because it's also cheaper. Like your your money goes a lot further. I think when I was a student, I ate at a 1-star Michelin restaurant for like $10 Sing.
Wow.
In Hungary, in Budapest, yeah. So, I recommend if you do want to go to Europe, try to plan an Eastern Europe trip. It's also prettier, I feel. Yeah. If not, yeah. Any last tourist destinations you guys have that you have not said yet? It's like Japan.
That's
yeah.
Quite cliche, but Maldives.
JB.
No.
Oh, that's your honeymoon.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance to go, it's a great place.
Where?
Maldives.
Oh,
Maldives.
yes, okay. Yeah.
I think any of the resorts will do lah. I've only been there once, so the one that I went to was so do you all know like how far the islands there? Have you ever been?
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
I've never been, but I know.
So Male is the capital, we fly there. I think
that's where you land there, lah.
SIA flight there.
Yeah, but you don't ever stay on the main island. Nobody stays on.
Male is like looks like some third world country, super rundown. Yeah. Then
it's where the locals stay.
Yeah, it's a Muslim country, so you can't have
alcohol.
Yeah, can't have beer, can't have wine there. But then the surrounding islands are all like super decadent, and then you can drink.
Ling Empire.
The closer the islands are to the main island, the cheaper the resorts are. So the further away they are, normally more expensive, and then the further away they are, your mode of transportation actually changes. So the one that I went to was like half an hour speedboat ride from the main island, but then there are some that are much further away. You need to take a seaplane.
Wow.
Flying Mount.
Yeah, flying mount. And then there are some islands with that like you can't bring kids. No, like there's an age limit, that kind of thing.
That's how decadent it is.
It's not for the decadence. It's more of they don't want kids to like disrupt the peace.
Yeah, like it's a premier luxury experience, lah.
So I went there for my honeymoon, and then we got half board, which is breakfast and dinner is covered, lunch is not covered, and the meals that are covered are all buffet style lah. Almost all.
So just eat it. I know you mentioned it. Just eat enough for breakfast so that you don't need to eat lunch.
So we camped up. So we took half board. Then we brought instant noodles for lunch in case we were hungry.
Yeah.
Like,
but do you even eat it that much?
Oh, we didn't really.
Yeah lah, because you just eat enough for breakfast.
Yeah. It was good. Like I think it's a great place to go if you just wanna chill and wind down.
Yeah, it's kind of beach places usually.
Yeah.
Jamie, where did you go for your honeymoon?
Don't have one.
COVID, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
yes, but it would have been Japan.
Oh, that's my honeymoon
plan.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will be here long term. So if you ever come, by the time you come, I will definitely be extremely fluent in Japanese. So I can book your restaurants for you. I can bring you around to different places.
Yes. Nice.
All my friends are like, yes, we got someone to book our restaurants for us in Japanese. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. On that note, I think we covered. It's funny because we have like, what did we choose? Taiwan, Hong Kong, Bangkok, Singapore, obviously. None of us chose Malaysia or any Indonesia.
Bali.
Yeah. Okay, Bali.
Yeah.
Bali. That's Indonesia.
It's all in Asia.
Yeah, all in Asia, Japan, and none of you chose not surprisingly, none of you chose China. Okay, I have been to China many times.
I've been to China many times, but
and you wouldn't recommend it? There's like really?
No.
I would recommend Shanghai.
I will
do
not.
like. Oh really?
Yeah.
I love Shanghai, but I lived there for half a year. So I think but I think China is increasingly becoming a hard place to go for as a holiday if you are not a Chinese, because of their method of payment. You know, right? They have to pay using like digital currency.
WeChat money or something. Yeah.
Either Weixin or Alipay, 支付
嗯
宝. So if you don't have any of this, right, nowadays, right, when you enter a restaurant, even if you enter McDonald's, you can't even use cash to pay.
Hey, I have the same gripe, right, with like Singapore also, okay?
really?
Nets, bloody freaking nets, okay? A lot of malls and a lot of shops, right?
They don't
do not
accept credit
accept
card.
MasterCard or Visa, okay?
'cause they pay
And
more.
you're supposed to be an international cosmopolitan city, right?
No,
like,
the
what is
smaller
nets?
shops normally don't.
Yeah, the smaller shops
accept
don't do.
credit card because
Yes.
it's quite expensive there. The annual fee is like
Yeah.
3,000 a year.
Yeah. And they pay a trip. Yeah, so it's quite expensive for them.
There's a reason why my gym doesn't accept
Your
credit
gym
card
doesn't do
also.
it. Yeah, it's just Nets and
As in we
and,
accept
but
credit card, but it's through Stripe, like online portal.
which is free, right?
Yeah, no, there is still like a
No, it's
5%
not.
charge, but it's not 3,000
No,
a year.
Stripe is 1.3%.
yeah, 1 point something. Yeah, it's not 3,000 a year.
I see. You take that out of the transaction, right? So in a sense, it's a bit. You can actually pass it on to the consumer if you want.
Exactly. Pass it on to the consumer lah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but
Anyway,
if it's a 3,000 flat fee, you can't really do that.
Yeah lah.
Yeah. But okay, so that's our tourist destinations. Although now I don't know whether people are actually traveling. I think there are a lot of people traveling now, right?
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of Singaporeans are traveling.
My entire office,
Is it only
I'm the only
Singaporeans?
one that's not traveling.
Are
Mostly-
Australians traveling at all?
Not
Or are
as
they still
much.
COVID scared?
They're not COVID scared. They're traveling like regionally, but internationally, less. Like the quantity is not as much as like the frequency. Not as much as Singapore, because Singapore is a lot smaller. I can understand how they have nowhere to go.
That's true. And Singaporeans are
Yeah.
just like their main way to like spend their money is travel.
Yes.
So if they don't
Yes.
travel, they feel like trapped in that tiny island.
Yeah, I feel trapped for 3 years already.
okay lah, soon, bro, soon. So thank you for watching. Thanks, Jamie, for coming on for episode 22. We'll have you on episode 32. every 10 episodes we'll have you along. Thanks for coming. We always enjoy talking to you. And follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, all the stuff that you can find us on. And we'll see you guys next time on the Two Gamer Ducks podcast. See ya.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.